What's going on? We back with the Boxing Clinic and more. Y'all know what it is. It's your boy CJ Goodfella with that Trill Boxing Talk, that real boxing talk. Y'all know what it is. What up, doe? Straight from Detroit. We back. And Pacquiao is supposed to be fighting in June. Some investors from Malaysia supposed to be setting him a play up. And he said he want to fight Lucas Matthysse or Danny Garcia. Basically, he's telling you that he wasn't gonna be doing what Bob Arum just said do. He ain't gonna sit, roll over, and beg the Bob Arum no more. He done with them days. And it seems like Bob Arum may not be part of this fight no more. And he might be done with Bob Arum somehow, some way. He's finally taking control of his career. It took him a long time to, to get off the pot, and go piss like a big boy at the stars now. And I'm proud of Manny Pacquiao for that. But, it's a little bit too late. But he's targeting Lucas Matthysse and Danny Garcia. I ain't mad at him. Golden Boy do that fight in a minute. Danny Garcia, how bad does he want to face Keith Thurman at this point and get a belt? Or do we just want to beat an old Pacquiao for clout? And for me, if the money is right and the investors really are paying, because we heard about a lot of times where Amir Khan had these investors to fight in Dubai and fight Pacquiao in Dubai, or just fight in Dubai in general, then they fall out and they don't produce the money. So how serious are these investors that are that's from, that want to have a potential Pacquiao fight take place in Malaysia. I'm surprised that nobody is helping wanting to have Pacquiao have a fight in the Philippines especially after, I think it was Joe Frazier thriller in Manila with Muhammad Ali. That does have some history in the Philippines, but at the end of the day, Malaysia, it is what it is, still in Asia. Pacquiao is Asian. That's what the Philippines are considered. And I think part Indian as well. So I don't know, whatever they call them. It's a very, very borderline situation. But obviously Danny Garcia better be the better fight. But do Danny Garcia want to take that risk at this point? Pacquiao still got some speed and some power. And always thought that was a bad fight for Danny Garcia. That's why Freddie Roach always wanted Pacquiao and Garcia for it to go down. But I just think it was a bad style matchup for Danny Garcia. Pacquiao footwork is too good. Danny Garcia has issues closing the distance, versus guys that can move. This is a horrible matchup for Danny. I would definitely favor Pacquiao, but I do think Danny and Pacquiao, the matchup, is more popular. That matchup is more popular than Matthysse. Matthysse has a regular WBA belt. Maybe Pacquiao's trying to get in the mix and trying to do some things. So that's the thing. That's the cachet that the Matthysse fight bring a whack, fake WBA belt, but they can sell it as a championship fight. Matthysse, he didn't look good his last fight. He can't close the distance to cut the ring off. Pacquiao probably for sure knock out Lucas Matthysse in my opinion. He passed his prime. He look all fat in the midsection at 147. He still can punch, but how Kyram, a guy who legitimately only brought one punch to the table, was dominating him with just movement and one punch. Pacquiao should be able to eat him up. This is probably two winnable fights for Pacquiao. I don't know if Garcia wants to risk it, but if the money's right, if they're talking, $4 or $5 million for Danny Swift Garcia to face Pacquiao, I think at this point he takes that offer this time and cashes out, because Keith Thurman ain't gonna bring him that money. He don't want to fight Earl Spence, and the only thing is Danny Garcia, willing to travel to Malaysia, over in Asia. Is he willing to do that? We know Matthysse will travel, because the Matthysse, he want that money. Matthysse is not going to get the same bag as Danny Garcia fight Manny Pacquiao. Those are two separate offers. And if, Danny Garcia loses to Pacquiao, does he still have a WBC mandatory spot? We know Sean Porter is pursuing Danny Garcia, and I think that's a better fight for Danny. But Pacquiao, obviously, depending on what the investors are invested in putting into this fight, this is a once in a lifetime type of fight. It's a high risk, low reward fight. If you beat Pacquiao, you just beat an old guy who actually a no name Jeff Horn beat. But if the money is right, if they're talking big money, Danny Garcia is probably gonna do it, because either way he's gonna get exterminated by Earl Spence, Keith Thurman, or possibly Sean Porter anyway. I think their first option is going to be Danny Garcia, but ultimately I believe Lucas Matthysse is going to land this fight, because Golden Boy, they're not going to really pimp. They're really not going to pimp Matthysse. They're not going to pimp Matthysse out like that. you know, they not going to really, you know, charge it. They really not gonna run a checkup on Pacquiao, whoever controlling Pacquiao this fight. Danny Garcia, we know Al Haymon gonna try to squeeze the Malaysian guys for all they want. I think that's where it's gonna go south at for him. But like I said, Bob Arum, if these are the opponents, Bob Arum may not be involved in this promotional according to this rumor. So, you know, if it's Danny Garcia, it's a big fight in Malaysia. I'd be surprised if Danny took the fight, you know, especially if it's under, you know, $5 million. But I think the guy's going to be Matthysse. Pacquiao really want to fight Matthysse. And that fight don't have no cachet for me. Matthysse, he looks shitty boo-boo his last few fights since moving up to 147. So it is what it is, you know. But this is better than what I expected from Pacquiao. This is way better than Mike Alvarado. And I definitely would tune in and watch Pacquiao knock one of these guys' dicks in the dirt. I don't have no issue with that. With either one of these fights. And I'm proud of Pacquiao for taking control of his career and taking this to another level. And he want to get ready for Saul Lomachenko. We're going to see if these investors are trilled and they going to come through. We're going to see how they're going to set this fight up. It should be a nice, beautiful event in Malaysia. Never been there, but look forward to seeing the fight there. Y'all know what it is. We gone.